You know that feeling when you put your heart and soul into something and then watch people walk past it like it doesn't matter? I felt that in a very real way the other day while being one of the first people to walk through a local Christmas craft fair. The tables were filled with decorations and art and ceramics and jewelry and lots of handmade soaps. Beautiful things people had clearly poured their heart and time and energy into. And as I walked through, I was suddenly taken right back to my own craft business days at selling at similar fairs. Back then, I made dried floral wreaths and other various arrangements, and I used to spend many hours getting ready for these seasonal events. Typically, by August 1st, I was in full Christmas mode, prepping for the busy season ahead. And I'd visit the wholesalers, their open houses where craftspeople would demo the next big idea of the year. And I'd buy all the supplies to make those designs in bulk because I definitely didn't want to sell out too early and miss out on any potential sales. And one year, I decided my big seller was going to be these beautiful dried floral wreaths. They were made with grapevines and pine cones and ribbon and red berries. In fact, I was convinced that they were going to sell like hotcakes. So I didn't just make a few. I made a dozen of them. I was certain they would be a hot seller, so I stocked up on supplies just in case I needed to make more. I mean, I was all in. And then the first craft fair came and went, and not a single wreath sold. And then at my own open house, I sold a couple, maybe 3. A couple more trickled out, and one to my mom. Aren't moms great? Thanks, Mom. And before I knew it, Christmas was over and I was staring at 8 unsold wreaths, carrying that large inventory over to the next year, where I managed to sell a few more. It took me almost 3 years to finally get rid of all of them. Needless to say, I felt deflated and embarrassed. But here's the thing, my pain wasn't really about the wreaths. It was about pouring myself into something and having it all fall flat. It was about all of that time and effort and expense not matching the sales. And that's a feeling so many entrepreneurs live with today. You work hard, you try new things, you put your offer out into the world, and the response is silence. Back then, I couldn't understand why the wreaths didn't sell. I mean, I loved them. They were trendy. They had the classic holiday colors. It made no sense to me. But now, after over 20 years of being in the marketing industry and working with small business owners, I see exactly what the issue was. It wasn't the product. It was the gap, the marketing gap I didn't even know existed back then. I didn't understand who I was actually selling to. I didn't know what they valued or what they were drawn to. I didn't know how to talk about wreaths in a way that made them meaningful to the person standing in front of my table. I was creating in the dark and hoping people would magically see what I saw. That same gap is what I see so many business owners struggling with today. It's not a lack of talent, definitely not a lack of effort, but it's a lack of clarity around how to position what you offer so people instantly understand why it matters to them. The truth is, most of us never get taught this part. I sure didn't when I first started out. We learn how to make the thing, but not how to sell it in a way that makes people care. And that's the piece that changes everything. It's the piece that makes the difference between loving your work and wondering why no one is buying it. If your marketing isn't leading to clients, it's almost always a clarity problem long before it's a consistency problem. These days, helping business owners finding that clarity is the heart of the work that I do. Understanding what is getting in the way, seeing the real issue that's lurking beneath the surface and helping you position your work so it finally makes sense to the people that you want to reach. So I'm curious, have you ever poured time into something that you believed in only to watch it fall flat? What's your version of my unsold wreaths moment? I genuinely love to hear your story. So until next time, I'm Susan Friesen, your small business brand positioning strategist, inviting you to stay clear, stay focused, and stand out.